Turn on your fans. Today we have a Harbor Breeze Belhaven. And as you can see, it's raining in the background, but I still decided to make a video. Now this fan is from April of 2004. Not only did I get one of these, but I got two of these as a pair. Now this fan was a Facebook Marketplace find. I got these two fans around May of last year. Now, when I got both of these fans, they were both in really rough shape. This one had scratchy bearings, and the other one also had bad bearings too, but they're not as bad as the ones on this fan. And the other Belhaven that I got is from December 2004. Now, back when I was a kid, I used to see these fans all the time. The majority of the finishes that I saw this fan was in the brushed steel finish. Now, you could get these in different variants. You could get these with 4 lights, as you can see with this one, and the 4 light model was actually more common. Now, you could also get these with 3 lights, but the 3 light ones were the more rare ones. And most of those fans were around from 2008, 2009, somewhere in that range. Now, normally I try and stay away from Facebook Marketplace, as with the previous owners slash sellers, they sometimes try and kind of rip you off. Kind of like what the previous owner of both of these fans did to me. Now, when I got the other Belhaven was actually stuck on medium when I tested it. And what the seller didn't mention was that it had a broken pull chain. Like the fan chain was like totally gone. And the seller knew it. Now, for both of these Belhavens, I paid about $25, so altogether it was $50. Now, both Belhavens were in rough shape. When I got both of those fans, they were really filthy. And it took me almost a week to get both of them deep cleaned. And both of these fans didn't come with light bulbs. I actually had to go get the light bulbs. Which is fine because I'm not about to go and get no LEDs because I hate LEDs and we don't do LEDs, especially me. Now the majority of other people do, but as for me, I don't do LEDs because I hate them. And with both of these Belhavens, the previous owner, she went and put tape on both sets of the blades. And on my other Belhaven, you can really see where she had tape on because when I was slowly peeling the tape up, it was peeling the finish right off with it, and I just really hated that she did that. Now, surprisingly, both fans actually came with everything. And both the fans run good, now since I got them both fixed up, and when I got both of them, they also had bad capacitors. Now, on the other Belhaven, the capacitor was good, but over time, it just got bad, and I just knew it wasn't going to last, so I just went ahead and changed both of them out. If you have two fans of the same, the best thing to do, if you change the capacitor on one fan, you might as well do it to the other too, because you don't want to go and change the capacitor on one fan and then have another one go out in the other fan. So it's just best to do them both as a pair. So that way you don't have to worry about it in the future. Luckily, I didn't have to buy any parts for my other Belhaven. The only thing that I had to buy for it was just a set of light bulbs. And as far as a spare pull chain goes, I actually had a spare pull chain from a Wellston 2 that I had. And I just pretty much used that fan to part it out. And I put that chain in there, and the fan started working on all 3 speeds again. Now, the other Belhaven definitely has a lot more rust than this one does. The other Belhaven has quite a bit of rust in the canopy. And I tried cleaning it up the best I could, but most of it just kind of stayed there. And when I was cleaning out the fan, I saw a big cockroach inside of it. It was trapped inside of the down rod and between the motor of the fan. And both of these fans were definitely used to death. And the previous owner slash seller just really didn't take care of the fans. Now, both of these Belhavens did come with 8-inch down rods. They were kind of long, and the previous owner had both of these fans on high ceilings. And the only thing the seller had in the description on both of these fans on Facebook Marketplace was that both of these fans run good without no issues. But when I got the fans, they definitely had some issues. The other one having a broken pull chain, which the seller did not mention. And if y'all want to know the reason why she got rid of this one, Well, I'm about to show you. If you want to know why she got rid of the other Belhaven, well, this is why. Which the previous owner slash seller also didn't mention that this fan had a bad capacitor. She did not mention that. And she was definitely in a hurry to get rid of both of these fans, because when I met her to pick up the fans, she was definitely really nice, and it seemed like she was in a hurry. And right as soon as she got the money, she hurried up and dipped. Now, of course, as for this one and the other one, they're both in rough shape. But as you can see on this Belhaven, I'm not sure how good you can see it, but as you can see, there's like a crease right there in the blades. Well, at least that one. And this one also has it too. I'm not exactly sure what they tried to do. I'm not sure if they tried to bend the blades back, if they were warped or something. I'm not sure what they was trying to do, but the exact shape of this fan now, that's how I got it. I didn't do this. Normally I take care of my fans. And as you can see, there's also some tiny scuff marks on the sides of the blades, and that's how all the blades are. And there's also a little scuff right there too. Back then, Harbor Breeze really didn't have the greatest paint controls either, so they didn't have the great paint quality control. You can really see it on this blade. This is pretty much how all the blades are. And the blades are also warped too. Some of them are. Even though I did try flattening them, I put them under something really heavy and I flattened the blades. But however, the blades, they definitely got straight a little bit, but they're still kind of warped. Now, there's a few different finishes you could get these in. This one, which is the rustic bronze, you can get it in brushed steel or brushed nickel. Now, the brushed steel ones were definitely the more common ones. As for the rustic bronze finish, it was more of a rare finish. Same thing for brushed nickel. Inside the motor housing, we have a 172x20. Which are actually pretty good motors, but the weakest point of these are the capacitors. They just don't hold up over time. But one thing about these Belhavens though, is when these fans do work, they're actually decent fans. Now, this fan is on its second capacitor, and as for the other Belhaven, it's also on its second capacitor. Now, from the condition of both fans, I would probably have to say that the previous owner of these fans had these either installed like in a living room, where two of these were installed in that room, one big room, or one of these fans might have been installed in a bedroom, or the other one might have been installed in a living room. So they might have been installed in two separate rooms, or they could have been installed in a room together. You just don't know. Now, out of both of these fans, I think this one was the most filthiest one. This one was the one that had the most dust, even though they was both heavily used. Now, these fans came out around 2003, and they got discontinued around 2009. Now, I'm not really a Harbor Breeze guy, but these are decent fans. Now, the blade finish on this one is from light oak to maple. And as you can see, everything is original on this fan. And it even has the original Harbor Breeze fobs. Now, the only thing that's mechanically wrong with this is that the bearings are bad and they need to be replaced. When I first got this fan, the bearings in this fan was really scratchy. But as of now, they're good. Well, they're somewhat good. Now, I actually had to go and throw a whole bunch of liquid bearings oil in this because the bearings were so bad. But it did help it some, but the bearings are still kind of noisy. So unfortunately, later on down the road, in the future with this fan, it's gonna need the bearings replaced. And as for the fan wire, it's also very extremely thin too, so eventually this fan is gonna need rewiring. Now, this fan does shake a little bit on medium and high speed, but that's because the electrician who put this fan up, he really didn't tighten the mounting bracket, so that's why it shakes. Now, this fan replaced a Centerville, which was a big POS. Out of all the fans I've had in here, the Centerville was the worst one, and I regret getting that fan. Now, I did have this fan in reverse. I was using this fan in reverse for the winter time since it's like really cold right now, but I flipped it back to downdraft just for the video. And now let's take this fan for a short test run. Now, even though this fan has bad bearings, it still runs good. So there you have it, a 2004 Harbor Breeze Belhaven. Now, even though it's not the greatest fan, but it beats all of the newer fans that they make these days. And now it's time for some bonus questions and answers. Your Guess 51 says, if you've been on my channel, you might know my Fastgo Gulfstream in the kitchen of my friend's beach house. It has corroded bearings and is very rattly, but like a super unique rattle, one of a kind noise. Do you know what may have even caused this noise? Well, there's a numerous number of things that may have caused that. Number one, the person who had the fan before you, they might have not taken the best care of it. Like, you know, it may have been like in a environment where it wasn't exactly the greatest, and it might have got exposed to like a lot of moisture, and a lot of that moisture probably got inside of the motor, and it probably made the bearings corrode or make them noisy. Now, if that fan is an original install to your house, depending on how many people moved in that house before you, the fan might have gotten used all those years, and the previous owners probably never cleaned the fan, and they probably never maintained it. And if that fan has been installed in the kitchen for however many years, all those years it's been installed in that kitchen, there might have been a lot of grease and dust probably in the bearings and the motor, and the previous owners probably just never really kept the fan clean all those years it's been installed in the kitchen. And that's the biggest thing about having a ceiling fan in the kitchen. When you have a ceiling fan in the kitchen, the biggest thing that's gonna ruin the fan fast is grease. What you have to do is you just have to keep your fan clean, especially if it's in the kitchen. If it's in the kitchen, if you don't keep your fan clean, like if you don't keep the grease off of it, all those years of the fan being installed in the kitchen And over time, if you don't get the grease off your fan, all that grease could get on there, and it could stay on there for years and years. And when you try and clean it off, you would have to literally scrub it off. Like, it would just become so hard to where you just have to scrub it off. I actually had to do that to one of the fans in my grandmother's house. There's actually 2 ceiling fans in there. They're both Kenmore fans, and they've been installed in that kitchen since '87, since the house was built. Actually, I take that back. The house was built in '74, and the fans have been in there since then, and they actually came with the house, and both of those fans were just caked on with grease. Like, they was just filled with grease, and it took me about 2-3 weeks to get all the grease off. Like, I had to really scrub it off. And that's the bad thing about having a ceiling fan in the kitchen, is if you don't keep your fans clean, all that grease is just gonna keep building up and building up years and years, and eventually it's gonna get harder to get off. And the bearings in one of the Kenmore fans are actually getting bad because of that. When I was a kid, the bearings was good in that fan, but as of now, since, you know, I'm pretty much an adult, now the fan's bearings are actually getting bad, and that's all due to that reason. Because nobody's ever kept the fans clean, and all that grease just kept piling up over the years. And eventually, you're gonna have to replace the bearings in that fan. So if you don't want to miss a new video on my channel, remember to ring that bell.